This is Let's Finally Talk, a heart-to-heart with Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck, live streaming every night at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm your host, Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck. Join me on YouTube at Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck, on Facebook at Dr. Jacalyn, and on Instagram at Dr. Jacalyn, as seen and heard on the USA Global TV and Radio Network worldwide. We've earned the YouTube Silver Creator Award, and I've earned the 100 Global Top Women Icons in Media. My TV shows are Iconic Women, Creating a World of Possibilities, Judgment, the Hidden Sin, A Woman's Prerogative, Sisterhood Across Borders, It's Your Healthy Lifestyle, and the latest updates. Thanks so much for watching. See you tomorrow. We're streaming every night live on Let's Finally Talk. When empathy becomes enabling, that is our topic for today. Hello and welcome. I'm Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck coming to you from Greece. This is the first time during this episode, this trip that I'm in Greece, and I'm actually broadcasting live. So it's good to be back. And we're going to be exploring this topic because it's one that's been coming up quite a lot for many people. So let's just look at it again. When empathy becomes enabling. So what is empathy? Is it a high vibration? Is it a low vibration? And when is it that empathy is important? And when does it change or morph into another adjective that could be of a lower vibration? Here on Let's Finally Talk Heart to Heart with Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck, everything that I share with you is related to the platform I've created, which is elevated listening. Why have I created this platform? Because in a world where there's so much chaos, there's so much anger and resentment and hatred, why not take that energy and put it into something that's positive, which is inner peace? And if each and every one of us felt inner peace, I'm sure the world would be closer to having world peace, where we would not just be focused on ourselves, but we would be focused on the collective of humanity. So we explore different topics here that are all related to elevated listening. And I hope what you will be able to take away from this is that each and every one of us has a choice. When we wake up in the morning or the afternoon, if you're a late sleeper, or in the evening, if you are sleeping on a different schedule, we have the opportunity to make choices. And sometimes we get into these patterns of behavior that are dysfunctional, and yet we continue on with them because that's all we really know. Or is it? Are we coming from a place of love or from a place of fear? Many times when we're afraid to make a decision, we're afraid to set a boundary, we're afraid to stand up for ourselves, we're afraid to say, no, I'm sorry, that doesn't work. We are terrified of how the other person will respond. And consistently, I hear from other people, why won't he change? Why won't she change? And my question is, why won't you change? It's hard to change, isn't it? There has to be some kind of catalyst, some kind of reward for putting ourselves through all of that. And I'll give an example, which I love to do. I just came back from the gym, King Gym here in Lagonisi, and I'm used to going to Lifetime Fitness. Shout out to Lifetime, yay. And I'm not a paid spokesperson, but Lifetime is very glamorous, and it's an athletic leisure club, I would say, and everything you could possibly want is there. And King Gym is somewhere on the opposite end of the spectrum. Still lovely. I'm not putting King Gym down at all. But if your expectation is everything in life is going to be like a Lifetime Fitness, you're going to be disappointed. So knowing that I probably wasn't going to an athleisure club, I set my expectations for what is the equipment that's available? Can I get the workout in? Of course I can, because I have to do the work. And that's where I'm coming from today. We can have beautiful surroundings. We can live in the most magnificent home, eat the best food, but we have choices on how we show up. We're accountable for our own decisions. So many times we think we are being compassionate and empathetic with someone, when in reality, it's actually something else, something more self serving. So we're going to look at that today. Empathy and compassion are things, they're adjectives that are of a high vibration. We can really feel for the person. I can put myself in your shoes. I can imagine. I can commiserate. I am here for you. When someone says, I empathize with you, we like to believe that they really mean it. That doesn't mean that they can actually totally understand what we're going through because they're not in our shoes, just like we're not in someone else's shoes. So we have to be very careful about our word selection and our word choice. Because if we're coming from a place of love, and again, we have two options, we have love and we have fear. If we're coming from a place of love, then we want the person to know that we are with them. Maybe we don't have all the answers, but we're here. We're a shoulder. We're someone that will be there to listen. And as I always say, elevated listening is giving a gift. The gift is I am here to listen without interrupting you, without problem solving, without stage hogging, and without judging you. We might open the door that we're empathetic and we're compassionate. And then what do? We go into the problem solving. No one asked you to solve the problem. You know what? I'm here for you. I really care about you. What you need to do is no, they don't need to do anything. No one needs to do anything. But yet we feel somehow empowered to step forward and step on other people's decisions because it makes us feel more powerful. It makes us feel relevant. It makes us feel like we have the control. That is not empathy. I want you to think back. We have some comments. I'm just going to check and see what they are. I want you to think back to when someone's leaving just letters. Okay. Thank you, Midnight Squirrel. Thank you for being here. I'm not sure what your letters mean, but okay. So I want you to think back to a time when someone said to you, I feel with you. I'm here with you. Did their behavior demonstrate that that's how they were coming across? Or did it seem that way and then it morphed into something else? Or think about yourself and if you have actually made those statements. Are you present and are you listening? And are you showing up without volunteering any information? Are you creating a relationship of trust? Empathy equals trust. Sometimes we create that bond of trust and then we step over the line because we kind of feel comfortable with the person. We've known the person for a long time. We know how to tick all their little boxes, we know how to push all their little buttons. So we reel them in, they feel safe, and boom, then we judge them. I told you not to do that. I'm really sorry you're going through this, but you know what? You deserve it because you didn't listen to me. Judgment, judgment, judgment. Let's see it for what it is. Okay, we all have judged, and I'm sure we'll all continue to judge. So I'm not here to blame. I'm not here to say, oh, I don't do it. I'm not saying that. I'm saying let's finally talk and be aware of when we're doing these things. If you truly are compassionate and empathetic, you are showing the other person respect. Respect means they have their space. Okay, I'm doing a little box here, a little fence. They have their space. And so we respect their space. We can still be there. We can still offer the gift of elevated listening, but we set boundaries. We don't cross over the boundary. Each and every time someone says to you, you should have done this. Did you think about doing that? Did you ask for permission? Did you say, I have an idea. Would you mind if I shared it with you? And were you okay if they said, you know what? I'd rather you not share because I'm pretty comfortable in my decisions. Well, then don't come back to me later with your problems. Judgment. I'm just throwing out these common sentences that we go through that we hear so often. So the difference between empathy and sympathy, let's talk about that. Empathy is I feel for you, I'm here with you. Sympathy is I'm sorry for you. I wish this didn't happen to you. I feel badly for you. What happens next? Problem solving. What you need to do now is what I told you before is, and then it goes downhill. So let's reel back. Do we really feel for someone? If so, can we stop there? Someone calls and tells you, I just had something horrible happen. Oh my goodness, what is it? Please, I'm here for you. They tell you what it is. You're thinking about it, and you come back with an answer. You know what? I'm really sorry he died, but let's face it. How much longer did he have? I mean, he was 85. Judgment. No one feels good about that statement. No one said, oh, when you get to be a certain age, let's just check you off. Let's just go, hey, bye bye. It was nice seeing you. That doesn't feel good. But yet we do it because we don't know what to say. What's the best thing to do? If you don't know what to say nothing. Pause and reflect. Pause and reflect. And think about the three statements. And I'm going to bring this graphic up again. When empathy becomes enabling, is it kind? Is it necessary? And is it true? If not, think about it. Even before you post on social media, we've got people posting things. Is it necessary for you to post the things that you're posting? I don't think so. I don't think it's adding any value. I don't know what it is you're trying to show, but I'm not going to let it bother me. People are showing up as they are. When you show yourself, when you reveal who you are, then we have a choice. We can believe you or not. So the people who are posting some of these crazy things, I am just saying, you know what? You're showing who you are. We do have a comment that I will post from Rebecca Friel 6455. Are you kidding? Mom made it to 95 years. Thank you, Rebecca. I appreciate that post. Yes, this person's mother made it to 95. So if someone's father, mother, some kind of family member or partner passes away at 85 and you go, well, how much longer could they live? That is a judgmental and insensitive statement because you're hurting the other person. There's no empathy there. There's no sympathy there. There's just judgment because you didn't know what to say, or maybe you truly believe that at 85, maybe you think to yourself, well, how long am I going to live? Excuse me. I remember when my mother passed away, she was 84. And someone actually said that to me, someone I've known a long time. They said, you know, she had a good life and she made it to 84. And I'll tell you what, I've never actually thought the same of that person again. They don't know that and they'll never know it because it's not important. But when we show people who we are, they don't forget it. I did some research and I forget where it was, Harvard or some one of the prestigious Ivy League schools. They did some study and someone can make a statement to you, a negative statement, and you might laugh it off, right? A lot of times, oh, haha, I was just kidding. We can laugh it off with someone, but it takes up to 20 years for you to forget that they said it. You might have forgiven them, but you've never forgotten it. And a statement that I really love is when someone leaves your life, whether you push them out or they decided to leave, and then they want to come back, remember how they left. Remember the way they left. Remember how they left. Was it kind? I don't know. Was it necessary? I don't know. Was it true? Yeah, I guess it was true because they left. So let's go back to our discussion today. And by the way, you're welcome to put in comments. I really do appreciate it. So when we go now to sympathy, is the sympathy genuine? Many times people will say, and we talk about losing someone, I'm sorry for your loss. Next subject. So you're really not sorry for the loss because you just made a statement. And I understand we don't always know what to say when something awkward happens. So it might be best to say, I really don't know what to say, but I want you to know I'm here for you. That's a genuine statement. If someone said that to me, be like, you know what? I understand. You don't know what to say. It's a hard thing, but thank you for saying that you're here for me. That really gives me some information that you actually do care. So, we talked a little bit about empathy and sympathy, and now I want to talk about enabling. Okay, so enabling is where we are sort of the ringleader, if you will, the conductor. We are the one who is saying, okay, I'm going to, let's say, a crossing guard. I'm going to say, yeah, why don't we keep coming, keep coming, keep coming? I'm enabling dysfunctional behavior for some reason or another. Now, there are a lot of relationships out there that are dysfunctional. And if you've ever been in one, I've been in a dysfunctional relationship. I'm no different than anyone else. The relationship continues because one party allows it to continue. Maybe it's a situation where there's fear of, where will I live? How will I live? What will I do without this person? So you are enabling the situation in that case. And so we all have our reasons. So, as I mentioned at the beginning of this episode, every day that we wake up, or night, whenever it is you wake up, we have choices. We can choose to look around and say, you know what, this doesn't serve me, or this does serve me. And if it does serve me, how can I continue to grow in this environment? Because if we're not growing, we're dying, right? If we're not curious, we're stagnant. They're the opposites. So if you are in an environment that is not cohesive to your happiness or to fulfilling your dreams, you have a choice. Every day you have a choice. You have a choice to watch this show with an open mind. You have a choice not to watch this show. It's all up to you. So think about when you're showing up with empathy, when you're showing up with sympathy, and when you're showing up enabling behaviors that are incongruent with your happiness. I talked last week, I think it was, I spoke as a keynote speaker at the Universal Peace Federation in London. And I talked about the fact that regardless of what culture we're in, right? Because I'm in Greece right now, very different culture from the US, very different from the Brits. And we all have something in common. We want to feel safe. We want to feel heard, and we want to feel respected. I want you to think about a time in your life when you felt truly heard. You can think of the name of the person who was listening to you. There might be someone in your life who's a really good listener. They're always there for you. They're not interrupting, they're not problem solving, they're not judging, they're not stage hogging. They're really just a very good listener. And then there might be other people, person or persons in your life who are not listening at a high level. And you know who they are too. So, what does this have to do with empathy and sympathy? It has a lot to do with it because we need to know what type of listener we are. Are we really fine tuning our own skills? Or are we the one who's interrupting? Are we the one who always has the solution that no one asked for? Are we the one who is saying, you know what? You went and did this. Guess what? I have a better story because I went and did this. So think about all those things. And then finally, are we showing up with judgment? Judgment shows up all the time. We don't even realize it. I just was in a grocery store and I don't speak the language. And the teller was not gracious whatsoever. It turns out that the teller spoke English, but didn't want to let me know that they spoke English and was actually not very kind, not very, and was judging me because I'm an American. So I want you to think about the fact that it goes on all the time, and how are you showing up to it? So we're going to take a quick break. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and then we'll be back. If you have any questions, you can drop them into the chat, but otherwise stay with us and we'll be right back.
Is it true? Is it kind? Is it necessary? In a world quick to judge, one book dares to reveal the hidden cost of silence. Discover Holy but Harmful: The Silent Sin of Judgment, How Hidden Judgments Destroy Relationships and Damage Lives, by Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck. The Amazon #1 bestseller that's transforming the way we understand ourselves and the way we see others. Pick up the companion workbook to uncover your own hidden judgments and learn how to break free from them. Available now on Amazon and at fine bookstores worldwide.
Welcome back to Let's Finally Talk. By the way, if you would like to, you can certainly go and pick up a copy of my book, Holy but Harmful. It's available on Amazon and anywhere where fine books are sold. And also, the new workbook is also available. So you can read the book and then you can do the exercises in the workbook. So, going back to our conversation today, we want to feel safe, we want to feel respected, and we want to feel heard. And what gets in the way of that? The first thing is our emotions. When something happens, I mentioned to you about the market and the way that the person was treating me. I did not show any emotion whatsoever because, for whatever reason, that the clerk decided to act the way that she did is on her. It has nothing to do with me because she doesn't know me. So think about how you can show up. When someone is doing something that is upsetting to you, take a breath, pause, and reflect. Is this worth me losing control of my emotions? Do I want to give my power to someone else? That's up to you. I know for me, I like to be in control of my power. I don't like to give control to other people unless there's a good reason for it. And the good reasons will reveal themselves. So, as we look at the full circle of the empathy and the sympathy, at the center of both is authenticity. And being authentic means not putting on airs, not showing up the way other people want you to show up, but being who you truly are. And sometimes I have to remind myself of this because a number of us like to be people pleasers. But when you're running a business, you can't be a people pleaser because you will go out of business. That doesn't mean you can't be nice, you can't say yes, but you actually have to stay true to your brand. You have to stay true to your plans, your strategic plan that you have. And if you're not a business owner, you have to stay true to yourself because by being a people pleaser consistently, you will find in most cases, in my experience, notice the disclosures, the caveats, is that we get lost. We feel invisible. We feel unseen and unheard because we're not being true to ourselves. So with elevated listening, at the center of it is listening to our intuition. Listen to our body and listen to our intuition. And when those things are out of alignment, we have to take a step back and say, okay, what is it that my body is requiring from me? I need rest. I need food, whatever it is, I need exercise. And also with our intuition, if our intuition is saying, hey, stay away from this, don't engage in this, let's listen to it. I've shared this before, but I think it really warrants being shared again. When we are challenged to come out of our zone of peace, we can choose to engage or not engage. And the analogy that I love to use is if you think about starting a fire, whether it's a fire in a fireplace or if you're out in the wilderness and you need fire for heat. I'm not talking about arson, okay? I'm talking about a legitimate fire that you need for warmth, that you're in control of. The fire needs oxygen. And so does a conversation that's going awry. It needs oxygen, it needs fuel, which means it needs two people to engage. If one person is running the conversation and it's getting heated, you can choose to engage or not to engage. And that's where the choice is. The choice is, do I choose to stick my hand into the fire or do I choose to stand back and not engage. It's a choice. I know people have said to me, I don't feel like I have a choice. I mean, we're in a relationship and I have to say something. No, you do not have to say something. You can say, thank you for sharing. You can say, I've heard you. You can say, I choose not to comment. Have you ever seen an interview maybe on television and the person comes out of nowhere with the microphone and asks somebody something and they comment, I have no comment? That's a choice. They choose not to engage. So look at your own behavior. There will always be something that will try to distract you from your plan. There will always be someone who wants to knock you off, knock you over. You can choose not to engage. Because what will happen is when the person doesn't get the attention that they want to get, they'll stop. They'll go somewhere else where someone will engage. So, putting it all together, when you are right with yourself, meaning, I love this expression, you feel comfortable in your own skin. You're happy with who you are. You are not comparing yourself to this person and that person. You're not looking at someone else's life and going, oh, I wish I had that, or she doesn't deserve that. You want everyone to do well. That's how I feel. I want everyone to be happy. I want everyone to find peace. And for those of you who are out there saying, oh, that's ridiculous, that's a judgment, first of all. And you can choose to believe it or not believe it. That's how I feel. They're my feelings and I'm entitled. But not only are they my feelings, I'm backing it up with what I'm doing with my life. See, that's where the rubber meets the road. You can say you believe in something, but your behavior may be showing something else. You can say you're listening at an elevated level, but your behavior can dictate otherwise. And I'll give an example. I always ask people, if you had to rate yourself on a scale from 1 to 10 about how well you're listening, with 10 being you're an expert, where would you rate yourself? Most people, without a doubt, will rate themselves a 7, 8, 9, or 10. And what I think is interesting is, from a non-judgmental place, but from a coach, from someone who has taken on elevated listening and whose moniker is the listening mentor, I know for a fact they're not a 7, 8, 9, or 10. I don't tell them that, but I've engaged in conversations with them and I know they're not listening, but they believe that they are truly listening. So my next question is, what would your partner, significant other, family members, colleagues, how would they rate you? If they thought you were not going to find out what the score is, would they give you a 7, 8, 9, or 10? Think about it. Are you in a household where you're always arguing? Are you in a household where you basically have just given up and you're just going with the flow? That's not elevated listening. Are you working in a job that's dead end, that you can't stand, that you just go and collect a paycheck? That's not elevated listening. You're not listening to yourself. You're not listening to your intuition. So before you can be showing empathy, before you can be showing sympathy, understand who you are and what you stand for and how you're showing up for yourself. Are you truly listening? Are you watching the show right now and doing something else? Are you watching the show right now and judging me? Are you watching the show right now and saying, you know what she really needs to talk about is, and I have no judgment on it, but you're not listening. And whether you listen or not makes no difference in my life. But what I'm sharing with you is how you can make a difference in your life. Get to know who you are. Get to love the face you see in the mirror, because you are your biggest coach. You are your biggest advocate. No one will fight for you like you. Oh, sure, your family members. We're not talking about religion. Okay, religion is in and of itself, obviously, whomever you believe in, whatever your religion is. I'm not questioning that. I'm saying at the end of the day, no one will fight harder for you than you. So before you say to someone, I'm here for you, can you back up those words? Before you say to someone, I'm really sorry, I'm here for you, will you back up those words? If you will not back up the words, don't say it. Just say, I don't know what to say, but I want to do something for you. I don't know what to say, but I'd like you to know you can count on me. If it's true, what we put out in the universe definitely comes back to us. So I hope that you enjoyed this episode. I'm trying to get back to a regular schedule. Since I started this show a few weeks ago, I was doing it at 8 o'clock Eastern time every night, but now I'm in Greece and we're 7 hours ahead. So it's not possible to do that. So I'll try to get some advance notice. I do have a playlist over on USA Global TV and Radio, as well as Dr. Jacalyn YouTube channels. Let me share with you what they are. And if you happen to be watching on Facebook or LinkedIn or Instagram or TikTok or any of these other platforms, if you'd kindly go over to our YouTube channels and subscribe there, and you might say to yourself, well, why should I bother doing that? Because we get real measurements from the YouTube platform about who's watching and how long they're watching. So we know if you like our content or not. So we know how to structure our content. And also we have our own community over there. If you're not aware, we have a members only platform that you get first insights to things before everybody else does. And so we have special events. We have a summit coming up. We have a retreat that's coming up, and we have special offers for our members only. So again, go over and subscribe to these two channels, USA Global TV and Radio and Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck. Thank you so much for listening. I really appreciate it. And thank you for those who engaged and had something productive to share. And thank you again. We'll be back tomorrow. Our next show is coming up. It's called This is Floxed. It's about fluoroquinoline toxicity. And the host is Talia Smith. Stay tuned. We'll be back shortly. This is Let's Finally Talk, a heart-to-heart with Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck, live streaming every night at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm your host, Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck. Join me on YouTube at Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck, on Facebook at Dr. Jacalyn, and on Instagram at Dr. Jacalyn, as seen and heard on the USA Global TV and Radio Network worldwide. We've earned the YouTube Silver Creator Award, and I've earned the 100 Global Top Women Icons in Media. My TV shows are Iconic Women, Creating a World of Possibilities, Judgment, the Hidden Sin, A Woman's Prerogative, Sisterhood Across Borders, It's Your Healthy Lifestyle, and the latest updates. Thanks so much for watching. See you tomorrow. We're streaming every night live on Let's Finally Talk.
Every woman carries a story of strength, of purpose, of light. Through her courage, the world is transformed. Through her grace, generations are inspired. This is Iconic Women. Within every woman lives a goddess, a celebration of brilliance, beauty, and empowerment. Join us every Wednesday at 11 a.m. New York, 4 p.m. London time, only here on USA, Global TVR, and Radio. Featuring the iconic Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck, honoring voices that shine across the world. Subscribe to our YouTube channels, USA Global TV and Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck, to watch and engage with all our content. World-class education, entertainment, hope, and inspiration.
Thank you, viewers and listeners of USA Global TV and Radio, for joining us today. We're honored to have your time and attention as part of our global community. At USA Global TV and Radio, we believe in the power of authentic conversations, meaningful connections, and creating a world of possibilities together. Want to be part of something bigger? Join our team of elevated listeners at usaglobaltv.com, a space where your voice matters and your ability to listen transforms relationships. Stay connected with us across all our platforms for thought-provoking discussions, expert insights, and empowering stories. Subscribe to our channels at youtube.com/c/USAGlobalTV. Follow us on social media and explore the endless opportunities we're creating for growth, learning, and inspiration. Together, we're not just broadcasting, we're building bridges and changing lives one conversation at a time. For inquiries, contact us at info@usaglobaltv.com. Music by Johnny Dyes. Produced by Executive Producer and Director Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck. Voiceover by Mike Porter. Creative Direction by Paul Garcia. All rights reserved. Copyright 2025. Visit usaglobaltv.com to view our full terms and conditions.